Hello everyone, I'm Silverraptor, and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. Wait, and I know some of you are typing on the keyboards. What's this? Wargame Red Dragon? Back on this channel? Well, I mean, it probably comes as no surprise to you, since South Africa DLC did come out, and it reduced my interest in the game, as it's renewed Eugen's interest in the game, since they released the game. So, I'm sure the same people who are typing in the keyboards of Wargame Red Dragon's back is, wait a minute, why aren't you playing South Africa? And to be honest, I'm trying. Everyone's playing blufor. Was that South Africa, sometimes not even South Africa, just all of them blufor. And so it says, I wanted to get games, I just wanted to get back into it. So I was just like, hey, let's just get right back into this game. Directly, and I'm playing with one of my general Soviet Union decks. And so I came into this game. Grim invited me, a friend of mine, and I don't know who Mixtape was. I don't know if Grim knew him or not, but they kind of have arguments throughout the game. I wasn't on voice chat. This is entirely on own volition, text chat, and flares and such. So, anyways, I'm going to start talking about this as we are waiting for the game to start. So as you can see, I am doing the massive airborne push. I'm going to be taking the town between Hotel and India, and I'm going to try to squeeze the enemy against India. And now I was generally pleased with how I started this, or how I played throughout this game. There's something I would do differently more towards the end, but for the most part, I think I did. It was very good. Welcome back. And this was actually my first game back after all this time. Not playing Wargame Red Dragon. So, yeah, let's get this underway. So as you can see, I am sending this out. This has Gonostroki 90 in it. My plan was to drop it off here to give some missile coverage here in Gregory to help out Mixtape, as I thought he was going to be going up here into Gregory. I sent it out separate, and then I'm sending my main force over here. CV going to Cheriton, everything else going to the town in between Cheriton and Ivan. And my Mi-24D starts getting close to the town, and who's to show up but a Israeli Cobra with Stinger missiles. So that Gonostroki 90 did not make it, and I am 80 points down in the hole as the enemy got that at the start. But for the most part, everything else seems to be working here. The Ka-52 with its exceptional optics basically allowed me to know if there's any enemy helicopters coming in. Here's a Kern-S coming in to the enemy. I guess they kind of see where the enemy is at. They dropped their bombs at it. HQ-7 fired at it, and he did take out a couple of those CVs as well. So Alligator is really actually doing pretty good work against the opening salvo here, as he got the most points. I'm unloading my troops a little bit far back away, as I know there aren't any helicopters, but I want to go and secure this town. I put some Gonostroki here with their missiles to be able to reach into Ivan, so they can't actually secure Ivan too much. This area here is basically off limits for any vehicles that come by. Unit view. That's out here. It's not showing me the window of this, but I saw that this was a potential AP CV, so I decided to try to send my Mi-24D to try to kill it with its Fleta missile. Only 45% accuracy, but it does not matter because they get into the forest just in time, and the missile does not hit its target at all. So I'm just reorganizing my troops. I have my Gonostroki 90s here. I put in some regular Iglas here, basically the screen as a second line of defense. I'm moving my Ka-29 and Mi-8T back here as kind of a screening force in case they try to push forward. If these die, I'm alerted that something is coming here in the flank. If something reveals itself and they start shooting, I'm revealed that something's over here, because I noticed that Mix didn't actually put a lot of his stuff over here. Now Grim is attacking with his Kartanyakari against Bolshevik and so far they're all panicked a lot, and Mixtape is providing smoke. I don't know why he's putting smoke here into the forest. BTR 60PP got killed by a magma, which is actually probably a good thing. This thing is like only 5 points. Or is that wheeled? Yeah, it's wheeled. Okay, so it's about like 10 points, maybe 15. But it used up a valuable missile from the Magland, so they don't have very many missiles anymore. The Kartaniakeries are getting ripped to shreds by these Holstrom Jaegers. So, and with these XA-160 NOs, Grimm's attack is going to fail in its entirety. But as you can see, all's quiet here on the left side. I was going to say western front, but I realized this is north, so it would really be looking this way. But we're looking this way since I'm assaulting this way. Now that the enemy is done dealing with my two allies, they're now deciding to push ahead against me. Going to Stroking 90s, open up with that Metis M missile. A little bit overkill, but they do have 9 of those missiles, so I was fine with letting that go. I'm seeing the Tefla E. I think there's 2 of them. Yeah, 2 of them. And I'm just like, nope, nope. With the KA-52 and my Mi-24Ds, I say no. I back out. I was hoping on the fact that he wouldn't realize that I had AA there, and I was indeed correct, because he got a little too close to my Igla missiles. And that's one Tesla E down. The Safan also got down, but the other Igla, this Igla fires, hits that Tesla E, but it just gets out of range on 2 health left. But I've revealed that I have this area kind of locked down. With the Tesla E on 2 health, I'm feeling a little bit more bold. My KA-52 is going to be moving up. I'm going to try to shoot it with its Igla missiles before it can get its stingers on. KA-52 does have a little bit longer range, so it stops. But it looks like the Tesla E sees that I'm coming after it. Fires the Igla. Igla missed. And the 2 stingers hits the Mi-24D and does indeed kill them. I try to give a little bit more chase, but seeing that there's stuff here, I decide better of it. So I did kind of lose a hind there, regrettably, and the KA-52 didn't actually kill. But now that they're shy at 13, my KA-52 is going to let them know that it knows it's there and is firing its autocannon. I'm kind of glad that he didn't push immediately with the shy at 13, due to the fact that when Ghost Truck, he wouldn't have been able to hold them off right away. But I think he knew that I had my hinds in the air, so he wasn't ready to push just yet. I now know that they have anti-air here, so I'm pulling my KA-52 a little bit back, and I'm diverting my hind a little bit further to be out of that AA range. And my Mi-8T fired its rocket pod at something, not entirely sure, but probably something coming across here did alert me to the fact that they were there. I'm moving my KA-29 to cover where it was. And I dropped off my Razvedka, but I first wanted to make sure that it was kind of clear in the forest since I saw that my Mi-8T was out of ammo. So I am sending my MT-LBV as active reconnaissance, and if you ever hear me say active reconnaissance, it's basically just go at the enemy and see what shoots back. It's a really kind of a terrible way to put it, but seeing that nothing shoots at my MT-LBV, I say, oh, it's safe for my Razvedka, my actual recon infantry, to do so. So that's why I'm moving it forward. In the meantime, I also moved my VDV-90s to try to sneak around. There are some Bedouins who are engaging them with their sniper rifle, but while they're engaging my VDV-90 are revealing them just in time for my Squizettes to basically just hammer down and kill them right off the bat. Mixtape is engaging some Givati here, whereas Grimm managed to sneak around and take out the CV to Dimitri. That was really good. And it looks like he's got some TGs, which did realize that there's some Erix's here. Erix's do manage to fire their ATGM. These are RBS 56s. They're good against tanks, but not very good against infantry, especially these amazing Erix's, who managed to take out all the vehicles, but now they still have one more of those RPGs left, and they're going to taking Dimitri. Looks like Mixtape is just kind of consolidating here on the center, but he doesn't have this, and I'm very aware throughout most of the game that this is not really covered, so I am very mindful of where the enemy is. My MT-LBV is again a screening force. If it dies, I know there's something on its way. Razvedka are going to try to provide some more recon. VDV-90 are going up against the Cheyette 13s and kind of trying to move them back, but the Giant Super 2 accidentally get too close to my Squirzette, which begins opening up with a quad PKT and its DU-232. Do get taken out, but my KA-52 managed with its C to take out whatever it was that was shooting back at it, and it looks like a Macbeth was what was shooting at it with its gun. Kind of weird with it because it doesn't have infrared, but regardless, my KA-52 is shaken. I'm taking it back to the fob for repair, and given that it actually has only about 1/3 of its fuel left, 37% of its fuel left, it's a good thing I'm sending it back now. Now that I have a BMPT up, and I've got the Gornostroki and the Igla here, I'm feeling a little bit more confident. And so I have decided to bring up the T-80UK. With the T-80UK and the BMPT, I am very confident that any infantry in this forest line will be taken out. With the Gornostroki 90 killing any of the vehicles, the T-80UK would be a good backup to killing all that, and the Igla missile to help provide defense. I'm feeling pretty confident over here, especially since I've gotten this far into Ivan. I know they don't have all that much at the moment, so I'm just trying to get a little extra bit points for my allies. The Mi-8T that fired its rocket pod at the start is reloaded and on its way back, as my allies are basically slowly but surely pushing them out of Dmitry, but they still haven't captured center yet, which would have been nice to get the points. And in case you guys didn't notice from all the points going up, this is destruction. I generally prefer destruction. I just like the feeling of counting troops is making sure that the enemy loses more than me is my preferred method. But I can get behind conquest as well. It's really a preference thing. So my T-80UK is coming up. I didn't have it take a direct route. I didn't want the enemy to know that there is a T-80UK here. With all of my infantry here in Razvedka, I know that the enemy doesn't have eyes in this area yet. So I moved it over into the forest to be hidden more. And then it's going to come along here and capture into this corner. And I'm hoping with its heavy armor, it would be able to survive any kind of random artillery shots that they'd fire at. And it's definitely going to be protected from any infantry with its BMPT. So Grim is trying to coordinate with Mixtape, saying that they should move their troops around to go in and get behind Dmitry. And it looks like Grim is finally bringing up an XA-180 Copa to secure center. That will give us more of those points. Mixtape has two T-55 Igmens here. Not really doing much, nor is he trying to capture Gregory. And he even has a Scott 2 with recon sitting in it just out in the open. So it is hiding behind a hill, so only like this will be able to see them, but it can still see them. Bach Regiment is engaging with their RPG-18s, a hammer with a machine gun. And it does actually take it out before the Gavati do show up and kill the last man. So they're trying to gear up and take out Dmitry. The enemy does have a 2-to-1 kill ratio against us at this point, but it's all the front lines have kind of exhausted. They are they're probably gathering their troops. We're gathering our troops. We're trying to get together. They're moving up a AS, trying to get a view of the enemy. They see an Mi-18. Looks like Mixtape's HQ-7 is trying to move up to intercept that AS-350, which doesn't know it's there. I just put the T-80UK in Ivan, and I see that there's this artillery barrage, so I thought, oh, it's coming for my T-80UK. No, it's going for this town right here, trying to soften them up. I was a little confused by that. I moved the BMPT to try to screen it. It took out my BDR-3 recon unit, and I'm just like, well, that sucks, so I have to get another one for it. I wanted it next to my T-80UK and my BMPT to see it out. And I'm a little rusty at this game. I didn't realize that my BMPT is actually visual, which will come and hurt me in the future. I missed that this wasn't blinking and hidden. The Mi-8T got close to that rocket barrage. Didn't take any damage, but got panicked, so it's just going to hover here. Be a low bridge for anyone who tries to come across. Kurnas comes in, and doesn't actually get fired at because I realized I'm a little light on the AA. Again, I moved my T-80UK back because I thought the Kurnas was going to be bombing here. But instead it bombed my BMPT. I was lucky that only one of its two bombs actually hit it, taking it down to 9 health. If the second one hit, the BMPT would no longer be here, but it is alive. I'm able to back up, and I think I realized, oh, it was visual. That's what they were after. Now that I realized they were after BMPT, I'm moving the T-80UK back into its corner. The Tesfa E is there, but I am not scared. The Igla should protect it from any kind of problems with that. And the TADUK is back to neutralizing this sector to keep them from getting any more points. Over here on the right side, I didn't actually pay any attention to the right side. Ow. Looks like those recons got taken out with those bombing runs. So I'm not entirely sure how good this side of the map is. It looks like they are kind of struggling. I know I was just fighting one person most of the game, and they probably were dealing with all the rest. So the Tesla E is moving up again. The Igla and Squirthet are there. Duke managed to see it and shoot it down together. I don't know what it was trying to do. It might have been trying to go for my KA-52. So that's kind of, I know I saw it, so I think I deliberately parked my KA-52 there as a bait, as a come hither. I move up to TAD-UK to try to figure out what the recon is, and it does indeed find the Ram Recce. Does fire, kill it with its main gun, as my BMP-2 did drop off some Motostroki, or, oh no, the Motostroki are still inside. I brought in some more VDV with a Skrizet to try to defend here, and seeing that there's nothing here at the moment, I am moving up my BMPT to again try to clear out any of the infantry that might be here into the forest. Again, my screening MTLBV and KA-29TB shows me that my right side is generally safe, as nothing has fired back on my Skrizet or BMPT. Skrizet immediately dies, VDV-90 are firing, trying to get the Giant 13's attention. Now that they're both attention on the VDV-90, my BMPT says hello with its main gun and auto grenade launcher. A missile hits in the front, but with 15 front armor, the BMPT is laughing, and the Giant 13 is down to one last man, which the cannon takes it out. Here comes the plane. Oh, it's the Kurnas. Again, drops bombs against my BMPT, and does take it out. So, that was unfortunate that I lost another BMPT, but it is cluing me in that they're going to keep with these bombing runs over and over. Brought in some more Spetsnaz instead. Now that I've got the VDV-90 successfully in with their Vampire RPG, they'll be able to take out any vehicle. I want to be able to take out any infantry going across. The Drakon fires to take out my Mi-8T, so I'm a little sad that that came to pass, but it did reveal it for a moment, so I got my BMP-2 to try to shoot at the Drakon, but instead a Tyran Blazer shows up. I managed to quickly reverse my BMP-2 so it does stay alive from the Blazer. As the Monostroki it dropped off do get into this forest to make sure that there is nothing in this forest, and I have indeed confirmed that. The Tyran 2 Blazer is marching forward pretty quickly, and I found this kind of confusing. That Mi-8 that did die dropped off some Iglas, so that there's more AA net to protect my TAD-UK. And the VDV are going up against Maglins, which my VDV should win that, given that the Maglins are only down 5 man. But they are doing quite a bit of damage to the VDV. VDV are down to 3 man and panic. The Maglins are shaken. They managed to stun the VDV. Down to 2 man left. VDV are still getting fired at. They're trying to reload. They're aiming. Getting pretty close to the down to the wire here. 1 VDV, 1 Magland. Oh boy. Whew. VDV just managed to kill the Magland, but that VDV is now combat effective. I gotta pull him back. The Tyran Blazer manages to see the Motostroki, so the Motostroki has to pull back. Trying to bait them out. The Tesla E is moving up, firing with its Vulcan cannon at the Motostroki, but they do manage to get hidden. KA-52 is firing with the help of the Igla. Does manage to shoot it down as my Mi-24D fires its Fleta missile, but loses line of sight. Moving forward a little bit more, the Draken is revealed. Mi-24D fires its Fleta missile again and misses. The Motostroki missed with his RPG-7. And Draken fires, misses the Mi-24D just as the BMP-2 kills it, but not soon enough to keep my Hind alive. And BMP-2 is, I'm trying to get a good sight shot against that Blazer. See if I can see it. I don't, so I know that he does take up this forest position. And with his Iglas, I tried to restore my Gornostroki 90, which I've moved up. Tyran Blazer moves up a little too far, to which the Gornostroki 90, which get spotted, do take it out. So I now know that this is once again clear. Again, very narrow-minded, very, very laser-focused here. I have actually paid no attention to what's been going on over on the right side. A Blazer reveals itself. but manages to miss my BMPT, which immediately goes into reverse. Another shell misses the BMPT as there's Igman here, but they don't actually see it. So now I am starting to expand my horizons to start trying to get this covered. Again, using the tree line, my BMPT is going across. And one thing you're probably noticing is I'm not doing very much smoking. And that's because I'm not very good at smoking, especially not after all this time of not playing. So I'm going to try to work on that and get better. There's another barrage of HE rockets coming in, and I think they're going for this town right here. They do indeed, and my Euro just finished giving supply. They managed to kill my Igla and the Ural. That's unfortunate, but the Goyastroki relatively survived relatively intact, and the BMPT is panicked, but it did repair a little bit from that Ural, and I'm immediately just going to bring another one up to resupply my allies. Now that I haven't neutralized, I know that they have enemies here. And this is why I brought the Goyastroki 90 up. With the VDV 90, usually I do a VDV 90 Spetsnaz operation. The VDV 90 to take out the enemy tanks, Spetsnaz to take out any infantry. But as the VDV 90 are out, that's what the Goyastroki 90 are going to do. They're going to try to take over point-blank range, firing their Metez M missile. And the fact that they are light riflemen, they can generally keep up with the Spetsnaz. They're about the same speed as the VDV. Hammer is coming across. Goyastroki 90 immediately fires its missile, takes out the hammer. But it looks like they're making a push right now. This is actually vehicles. Goyastroki 90 is taken out, gained some assists from the T-80 UK to take out the enemy forces. Another MacBack moves up to try to take out the K-52, but the anti-radar does stop it in time. The Goyastroki 90 managed to kill a number of vehicles before they got overwhelmed by the sheer number of them that are actually there. Fires one last missile, misses, but the BMPT moves up with its autocannon to try to kill any enemy forces to try to intercept, and the Spetsnaz go back behind the VDV 90. The Spetsnaz don't do very well against vehicles, so I'm just trying to hide behind that. A Draken is coming in with dropping some bombs as the K-52, and Iglo comes in and with a missile from the Buck does kill it. And they were actually trying to bomb my KA-52, which they did stun it and do quite a bit of damage. They're trying to move forward with the Roviettes and Zeldas. I'm moving my BMPT back. Goyastroki 90 is able to have line of sight with these Zeldas that are coming across here. As the BMPT is falling back with all these Roviettes, I do not want to get close with their upgraded law. And the enemy is trying to do a counterattack push. Spetsnaz and VTV are going to try to stun up the Roviettes to keep them occupied as my BMPT moves over to the right a bit. There's a Blazer here, but honestly I was trying to focus on taking out the Roviettes. Igman is firing its missile against Hammer. I don't know why it's firing its Maliuka. Magak is close, so yeah, good luck with him. Now that I'm relatively confident that all the vehicles are dead, I'm moving the Spetsnaz up, trying to kill any infantry that I can find. These things with their napalm 5 HE rockets can just decimate any infantry that come. Watch this, one fire, boo. Doesn't quite kill them, but they were, I think, 5 or 6 man squad, and now they're only 1, to which they combined firepower of the Val and the RPK. I turned off the napalm just so that I could kill that last man squad without wasting a rocket. As Zero come up to try to repair both the BMPT and BDV-90. Goyastroki 90 is going to come up and going to try to help out with the PKT with the Spetsnaz. And this is generally fine. They are able to provide decent enough fire support with their PKMs. As you can see, the Roviet 90s are stunned, both by being close to fire and the Goyastroki 90, while the Spetsnaz are focusing on the 2-man squad of the Roviets with their napalm rocket launchers. And those are dead. So again, really close combat, short skirmishes. Spetsnaz able to clear up the enemy infantry forces now that all their vehicles are dead. As I'm moving up to Goyastroki to help out with the Spetsnaz. These are just regular Goyastroki. And it looks like a Buratino just came in, or some kind of napalm squad. Raka, are these the napalm? Yep, some Raka 89s just tried to burn out Gregory. So my Spetsnaz are actually out of napalm, but they still have pretty good anti-infantry weapons with their submachine gun and light riflemen, so light machine gun. So I'm just still moving them forward, backed up by these Goyastroki. My VDV-90 looks like they're just about healed up as I'm moving the T-80 into position to try to support the Spetsnaz in case any vehicles show up. And then I'm going to be bringing forward some recon as the Iglis moved up. So as you can see, I've been slowly but surely repositioning myself to push more and more into Ivan while trying to maintain a long line of defense against any enemy forces. The fact that I continued to move up was actually beneficial as they fired their high explosive rockets, but my infantry are naturally no longer there. They was close, but the fact that they kept moving, the rockets were just off target as they passed the point of impact. Spetsnaz crew are also moving up to provide recon of what enemy forces might be as there's a helicopter coming forward. A Magland move up as they're revealed by the MT-LBV, and I'm trying to reveal the enemy forces. My BMP-T tries to take out the Zelda with its autocannon, does succeed, as I'm moving to BMP-2 to help out the BMP-T. BMP-T, while really good at taking out light vehicles and stuff, I would rather have a Conquer Zam as well to back this up. As I'm trying to, again, push out my my line forward here to try to get in to threaten Gregory and to help us out. Looks like we have a bit of an air battle right now, a Barak against a MiG-23ML. The MiG-23ML looks like doesn't have as tight a turn radius as the Barak is turning and firing its Vulcan gun at it. It is only a 1 health, but it does look like it does get out. And it looks like Grim is preparing another Raka 89 barrage, but they are reloading, so that's going to take a while for him to achieve that, as the Magak did reveal itself onto the right side. And the VDV found the Azaret. And I see that there's a whole bunch of Zeldas. And I see all those vehicles, and my Spetsnaz says, nope. Monostroke are trying to hold them off with their RPG-7, but they get stunned by the too many amounts of firepower. I think they did get an RPG off and killed something. As I turned off the light machine gun so that my BDV-90 can fire their anti-tank weapon. But with all those vehicles, my Spetsnaz are in full retreat, and they're fast, so they should be able to outrun it. I've tried to stay along the tree line so that this T-80 could help them out, as well as the T-80 UK, and any infantry that follows the BMP-T with its long range should be able to clear them out. It's Operation Save the Spetsnaz that's going on. Again, I moved my Gonostroki over here as I intended for the Spetsnaz to probably take over this town, or I did that so that the Ural's supply radius can get the Gonostroki as well as the BMP-T. K-52 is back in the fight as reinforcements of BMP-2 are moving up. As more and more skirmish battles are happening along onto the right side. We managed to still have center and neutralize their effect of taking Dmitri. These Erixes have used up all their Iglas, but their anti-tank should keep them occupied from getting into Dmitri right now. Zelda moved up. T-80 said hello. They were taken out as the Merkava 2A has revealed itself, firing against the T-80. BMP-2s are going to try to move up quickly into the forest under the guise that the Merkava 1 is preoccupied with the T-80. T-80 does die, but the Monostroki now in the forest have just gotten out. Going to get them into the forest while the Mi-24D fires and manages to jam its weapons with its rocket pods and Fletcher missile. Monostroki are firing with their RPGs at point-blank range, and the Merkava 2A is taken out. Tefla E is moving up as Igla is firing to make it to greet it. Tefla E is going after my Mi-24D Hind, but it took a hit. Major hit with the Igla. Looks like it was trying to get its rocket pods on target, but the Igla managed to reload just in time in order to get a promotion. Spetsnaz is reloaded, rearmed, moving back to engage the infantry, as I am trying to engage the Maget and the Macbeth. KA-29 managed to stun the Macbeth, but and used quite a bit of rockets, but I don't think it's going to be much longer for this world, especially when they fire their Stinger missiles. Monostroki are moving up, killing any vehicles, clearing the path for the Spetsnaz to back them up and take out any enemy infantry with its napalm. Heinz moving up to also provide any kind of support. I don't really mind if I lose this. I'm just trying to help clear out any infantry as best as they possibly can. As the Barkans manage to kill him, it reveals more of the enemy's defenses. Spetsnaz and Monostroki are going to make it a good combination. Monostroki will kill the vehicles, and the Spetsnaz kill the infantry. I should really practice to turn off the PKM if I'm doing this, though, so to make sure that the Monostroki shoot at the vehicles. So the enemy is now at 70% of the kill rate, but we are at 3,355 out of 4,000 points. And as you can see, I have been killing quite a bit of stuff. on this left-hand side. Spetsnaz and Monostroki with their PKMs help backing them up are now ripping apart the Roviette, as it seems like the vehicles are all gone. BMP-2s are taking a position into the forest to try to cover with its Conkers and autocannons, be able to help the infantry, if there's any infantry on this side, as they are trying to acquire the target, and help that out quite nicely. And move up the buck to try to help out against any aircraft that might be thinking of moving up since my front line is moving. And they're dropping a bunch of rockets, and I have a T-80UM to try to counteract that Magok that was trying to move forward. And again, keeping my infantry moving forward, had them just barely miss the rocket barrage that was destined to rain down on top of them. My BMPT is fully repaired, rearmed, and ready to go, and is moving up to try to get complete control of Ivan, as I know there's no CV in here to worry about. They do have a Nimrod, and I am worried that my T-80UM is going to be hunted by the Nimrod, so I do not dare to reveal it. It's going to stay hidden in this fire. So that's just something to keep in mind. Again, this line is here. Looks like Mixtape got some Yuki on day into the Dimitri. They did take out the Erixes, it looks like. Oh no, the Erixes just retreated. They ran all this way. I mean, they're fast. They're allowed to do that. Get their cardio up. My BRDM-3s and Tunguska are moving up. Tunguska is going to be intended for the Nimrod. The missile is about the same range, though I think the Nimrod does have a little bit of an advantage on that point, being it's 10 points, hit points, to be able to stand that a missile. Maglands here, so I'm trying to move my T-80UM to try to get a better eyes on the Maglands, see if I can shoot them as they cross the forest. I see them for a brief moment, but was not able to get its gun on target, so that was unfortunate, so I have to recall it back because the Maglands can absolutely see the T-80UM, and I don't want a spike to the face followed by a Nimrod missile. BRDM-3s are going to be moving up to try to spot whatever they can. Maglands move across and get revealed. A 4 HE power shell hits that Maglands, reducing them down to a one-man team as the BRDM-3 is ganking up position. Nimrod did move up and has got just range of the T-80UM. T-80UM is down to 5 health, but quickly reverse order does allow the second missile, follow-up missile, to miss as the T-80UM is hidden. BMP-2s are going to be moving across as that Maglan's on 1 hit point. They're going to be trying to take out any enemy force over here on the right. The Nimrod's going to be moving up. I think it saw the vehicles that I had. It fired its missiles at the BRDM-3, but I am baiting that to try to get just close enough for my buck to fire its missile. With the help of the BMP-2 and Buck 9HE missile, was able to score a direct hit at the cost of just 1 BRDM-3. So nothing tragic was lost that day. BMPT killed something. And it looks like it was a Humvee carrying some Titanium 95s, which are not having a happy day, as the BMPT is going to continue to light fire after fire of a really long-range gun. And now I have effectively kind of cut them off from Ivan. BMPT took a direct hit with an ATGM missile, but does manage to get hidden in time. So this is now my consolidated position, as they did actually manage to capture a Ural. But it looks like Grim Reaper did manage to recognize that they did that, so they did rightfully kill it. Another high explosive rocket barrage where my BMPT was. My Spetsnaz and my Monostroki took a few hits, so they're going to have to bunker down, as it looks like the enemy is gearing up for another counter-offensive push. My Razvedka are over here to provide eyes across the river, as I'm trying to move up my BMP-2 to try to clear out the enemy forces, as my other BMP-2s are now going to be getting to open up with their Conkers. M's trying to take out any of the vehicles that are coming across. T-80UM is also going to be on the move to try to shoot at any infantry that are trying to run across in reverse. So again, I'm just trying to squeeze the enemy, cut off the reinforcement from Fedor so that they can no longer threaten us over here and help out my allies. 2 Barak 2s are going to come in against these MI-8s, but they looks like they get a little too close to Ito 79s, but neither of the Ito 79s do actually hit them. One actually did hit, but they're going to be able to get out and escape alive. T-80 is engaging enemy forces, as that Zelda almost gets away, but another Conqueror's M missile or the T-80UM manages to score a direct hit and take them out. Zelda is find my MT-LBV, but my Rezvedka are just in range to fire their RPG-7 and take it out, keeping my MT-LBV alive. As the Roviet are feeding. Okay. My SU-24M brings a bunch of bombs and essentially takes out all those Roviets. Unfortunately, I lost the SU-24M. That is kind of the downside of the plane. I do love its firepower. I just wish it was just a little bit more survivable. The MiG-23 looks like it was trying to bait the Barak 2s, but it wasn't able to do so without dying and didn't actually bait them out in time. BMP-2 is going to be moving up to try to back up the Rezvedka. One of the good things about the BMP-2 is that it's amphibious, so this river is nothing to it as it crosses. Monostroki and Spetsnaz are taking up defensive position, as again I'm trying to hold off the enemy forces. Rezvedka are going to be engaging the Roviet 90, as the BMP-2 is also going to be engaging, but stuff is firing back at the BMP-2 that I saw, as it does indeed get taken out. MT-LBV is going to try to engage the Roviet 90s with its machine gun PKT, so I can try to help out the Rezvedka, which only has AK-74s against M16 and FN MAGs. And looks like the MT-LBV is going to be engaged by a lot of forces that the enemy has, as this Rezvedka and Roviet are going to just be shooting at each other back and forth. I'm trying to move up, engage the enemy as what I can, but it looks like something is taking them out. I'm kind of a little just looking at the points and how little we need left, and I'm just kind of lose all the caution to win. This is kind of the point where I should have maintained my discipline, but I was just a little more desperate to just finish the enemy whenever I could. T-80 moves up, fires point blank, so now it's one infantry left of the Roviet 90, but that T-80 just gets immediately deleted, as the Rezvedka and the Roviet are just going to have it out against each other. And I have tried to do a push with BMP-2s, trying to just get any kills whatsoever as they fire, and those Leopard 1s actually managed to survive. And now we're only 10 points away from the enemy force. I should have just taken all this and backed off, but I was just greedy. I just wanted to fire. These BMP-2s actually ran off Conqueror's M missiles, which would have been perfect to try to take them out. This last one has a BMP-2 or Conqueror's 2, but it does get taken out before it can do so. I'm just trying to get close enough to take out that Leopard 1 with my BMP-2s, but there's just way more tanks than I thought. They were waiting for any push, as these Roviet and Rezvedka just go after each other. And the Roviet are actually 10 points. If the Rezvedka just actually managed to just shoot and kill them, we would have won. But unfortunately, they actually managed to get 4,000 points at our 3,990. But it's still considered a draw. But if I had just not done that little bit of a suicidal push at the end, if I just taken my time and not thrown away all those points, we basically would have had that win. But I wanted to show the demonstrate of taking an area early and then letting the enemy come to you, trying to push, then push forward slowly but surely, feel out the enemy, see where they have, and then move forward. My team in the UK actually helped out quite a bit, especially killing that Merkava 2A. Very good on doing that. Konostroki 90s did good at just getting an area of control. Knowing that these were there, he could not move forward with his vehicles very well. And overall, I was kind of happy of this being my game back. BMPTs, just way too good in this game. Spetsnaz, the Roviet killer. All those Roviet 90s. And even the T-80UM got that Magek, which I was originally brought it in there for. And yeah, this was all pretty well done in my book. So I'll post a quick video, or not a quick video. I'll just put at the end here the deck that I was using. Just go over that a little bit. So this is the brief overview of the deck that I used. I called it the Soviet Second Army. Spetsnaz and Konostroki in Heinz so that they can get to a location pretty quickly. K-52 to escort them. And then just some general stuff to... you got the VDVs, the Monostroki as the main force, with the Iglas also in helicopters to help back up all my forces. Got Tunguska, with the Buck, Urigan, Mista, all that good stuff. Nice, good tanks. BMPT absolutely wrecked the enemy forces, pretty good. And standard solid force here. If anything, I would think about changing the Su-24, but I want to have some kind of decent bomber support, and I'm not entirely sold on the IL-102 just yet, so this is just something I'll have to figure out what I'd want to do. Um, it's a little expensive, but then again, it's about the same price to make 29S. Yeah, it's just something I have to think on what to do. So, anyways, this is the deck that I used for that push to constantly keep putting pressure, probing the enemy, and then luring them back into a trap. And yeah, just thought I'd share that. So, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hopefully, I can do South Africa soon. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one.